It's a podcast. Hello there, everybody. This is PodFast. On the podcast today, we are minus a member, unfortunately, but we still got me and Forza1378, also known as Splotch now. You can look him up at splotch@gmail.com.
At splotch@gmail.com. Is that the right one?
Oops, splotch@gmail.com.
It's me.com, not Gmail.
Oh, okay. That's cool. You got one of those newfangled things.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's start talking about where we've been for the past year.
For the past year? Has it been a year?
Yeah. Has it been a year since we've uploaded something or created something for PodFast?
It's been about 8 months. I think we did that last podcast in April. So,
jeez.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Wow. I understand why it feels like a year, because that was freshman year that we recorded that.
Was it freshman year?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was. Yeah, because I was still in the metal and we were still playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
Freshman year. Was freshman year indeed.
Oh my god.
That was a long time ago.
Apparently only April.
Still, that was a long time ago.
Wow.
So
April this year, it will have been a year.
Yes, that's right.
That's not cool, dude.
Yeah, that's not cool.
So what have we been doing? Let's explain to the audience members what happened.
Well, we've been trying to iron out our scheduling. That didn't work, as you can see.
Oh my gosh. That is the most confusing thing you will ever do. Once you find a friend who is a musician, and you're like, oh, musician dude, let's be friends, you never know what his schedule is going to be. It always changes, and it really sucks.
I'm going to correct you there. The musician friend that you have doesn't know his schedule either.
No, I understand that. That's the whole point. It's a surprise on both ends, you and me. It sucks.
Yesterday at 10:45 in the morning, I'm in town at the orthodontist getting my braces checked, and I get a text that says, I'm going to pick you up at noon. And I say, no, you're not.
Nice.
So
who said that? Who said I'm going to pick you up at noon?
That was Kylie who said that. But
oh, that's funny.
Yeah, we have that happen all the time. But
wow.
We deal with
okay,
it.
well, first you have to explain who Kylie is now that you've brought her up.
That is the lead singer of our praise band at our church right now. The current lead singer.
The only thing about that is you have to imagine this guy in a praise band. Kind of shocks the people there.
Say that again. I didn't hear you.
Oh, never mind. Well, maybe we should reveal our setup now that you've made it so obvious.
Okay. Yeah.
You go ahead. You're the mastermind behind this setup.
Yeah, that's where I was heading with the whole scheduling comments.
I get you. Okay. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, we can't get our schedules to line up. Therefore, we're doing it all from separate places. So I'm like 45 minutes away from Red here. So I have a USB Guitar Hero mic that I have plugged into my 3.0.
Which is really surprising because so many people I have noticed use that mic for podcasts.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, I have enough experience with what that thing sounds like. Not proud of that, by the way. But I can recognize the sound of that microphone. Notice I'm not using that microphone.
Yes.
But I can tell when other people are using it, and it's really a surprising number of people that record using that specific microphone. I guess it was just one of those things where, we're nerds, so we like these podcast things, and I like playing Rock Band. I wonder if this USB microphone will plug into my computer and will work. And for some reason, it works just fine with every cheap, thing that you could ever want to run it through. So I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
For
so
those people.
I have the audio output, 3.5 output going into the 1/4-inch input on a keyboard acoustic amp. So,
which is really funny because he's basically taking what brand of amp are you using? What is it, a Pile or something like that?
A Pile. No, it's a PV.
Okay, so that's better than a Pile at least.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty good amp, but
so he's taking a wow, he's taking a 3.5 to 3.5 cable, which those are cheap and you can get just about anywhere.
It's actually
and I've had a couple of those quit on me.
Yeah, it's 3.5 to quarter inch. That's the only thing.
Right, but the thing is, you're adapting the 3.5 on the other end of the 3.5 to a quarter inch. Am I wrong, or do you have a 3.5 to quarter inch?
It's a physical 3.5 to quarter inch cable.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. I'd say the less adapters we have hooked up, the better.
Yeah, I agree totally. Actually, I found something super cool the other day. It was a USB XLR converter. Basically, you plug the male end of an XLR microphone into the not the she male, but the she
Nice.
of this the she port of this XLR converter.
Would that be
on the other end
female?
is USB, and you basically can plug your XLR mic into a USB on your computer. It's called Icicle. It's by Blue, and that's the other famous cheapo podcasting mic, the Blue Snowball, which is really surprising because they make some super quality studio equipment for pretty cheap, and it's really nice stuff. The problem is that Snowball is just so crappy sounding.
Huh. That's interesting, the converter, though, because that'd be pretty handy. But
Well, the converter's like $40, I think.
it's not bad, yeah.
No, it's pretty nice, and it's a great looking converter. I mean, it's got a steel port for the XLR, and it's got a nice optical cable that runs down. I think it's great.
Yeah, may want to look into one of those.
Well, and it gets all 5 stars on Amazon, so that's pretty neat.
Good.
Okay, so I found. Wait, go on. We need to further explain here about why we have not been doing this.
So we have yet to find a audio recording software for Windows that will record 2 USB mics at once. So that's why I may be a bit quieter, because this Rock Band mic is picking up both the outputted audio from the Google Hangouts through the amp and my voice at the same time. So everything is going through this one mic, so that's...
It's really a laughable setup if you look at it.
It's very rigged up, yes.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's hokey even for us.
It is pretty hokey, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Netflix. Let's get that out of the way, because I know it's something we're both excited about.
Yes, it is.
So I got Netflix, and I added Forza or Splotch. What do you want to go by, Forza, Splotch, or your name?
I'd say my name is perfectly fine.
Okay, well, Dylan. His name is Dylan. Forza 1378 Splotch Orlin. His Steam name is Splotch. If you want to game with us, mine is what is mine? Shoot.
Filmmaker HQ.
Okay, yeah, that. And those are just those are our Steam accounts. So if you want to hook us up and be friends with us on there, that's all cool and stuff. Which is just fine.
So, anyways,
So,
to Netflix.
No, go ahead, Netflix.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good. I have had a lot of trouble with my 1 gig internet at my, or whatever it's called, 1 gig. Yeah.
You mean point gig?
Yeah, 0.1 gig. Nice. My 1 meg.
Okay, Forza. I need to stop calling you that. Dylan just sent me. He just texted me an image of this rig, and oh my gosh. Okay, I have to describe this real quick. He's got this tiny 15-watt PV amp on his desk, and he's got the microphone. This little Rock Band USB microphone sitting on top of a block of wood next to the amp, and he's talking into the mic, and the amp is recording at the same time. Oh, that's really bad. That's really bad.
It's pretty rough, yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, what were we talking about? Oh, yeah. The slow internet I have. That was it.
We'll go back to that. What were you going to say?
So, I have 1 meg internet at my house here. And, ultra fast speed, if we're talking about 5 years ago. So, YouTube is horrible. I can only do like 240p if I want to stream it. Anything from YouTube. But Netflix is great. It's not HD, it's like 360 or 480, which is actually not bad. But it maybe has buffered once in like the 5 or 6 hours of content I've watched so far. So, yes, everyone go buy Netflix. Netflix is good.
Yeah, and the cool thing about it is I was able to do something nice, and me and my dad have been debating on getting Netflix for such a long time, and we decided, hey, why don't we just get the free trial and see if we like it, and we both ended up loving it. So I just added his name as one of the people that could watch our account, and now we both have Netflix, and it's really quite wonderful.
It is quite wonderful.
Okay, so I found something super hilarious that I have got to talk about. I've literally had it open on my desktop, and I have not looked up anything else to talk about because I saw this and I had to stop at this. And it's something that I will be purchasing as soon as I get the money for it.
Okay, shoot.
It's a graphic novel. It's a hardcover graphic novel called Darth Vader and Son.
Okay.
And it's big. I have to describe the cover. It says Darth Vader and Son in this kind of crayon-looking lettering, and it's a picture of normal-size Darth Vader holding an ice cream cone, and little Luke Skywalker holding his hand with a little ice cream cone. It's absolutely hilarious, and I mean it's really funny because you remember the scene at the bar from the original Star Wars Episode 4?
Yes.
Well, it's a picture. This is one of the panels in the book. It's a picture of Darth Vader with little tiny, cute Luke Skywalker sitting at the bar, and they both have these little cup drinks, and Luke is blowing bubbles in his drink, and Darth Vader goes, "Don't make bubbles, Luke." It's absolutely hilarious. And then there's another one of little Luke riding down a hill on his bike, and Darth Vader chasing after him like he was worried about little Luke hurting himself. It's just really super funny. It looks absolutely hilarious. And then there's another one of Luke trying to get cookies, like a cookie jar down, and Darth Vader's like standing behind him trying to hold the cookie jar up on the thing so he doesn't eat the cookies. It's really cute.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna have to get that. It's pretty genius, and the art style is really awesome.
What kind of art style is it?
Do you remember the trying to think of what it's called. The Diary of the Wimpy Kid?
Yes.
Well, it's basically that art style, but with uber cutesy Star Wars characters.
Okay. So
it looks so funny. And the guy has also done a book called Vader's Little Princess about Leia, and Cats Are Weird, which is like this book about like internet cats. I don't know. I think it's absolutely hilarious.
So from what you described, I'm picturing cel-shaded, pencil-drawn anime, basically.
Basically, except it's very American looking though.
Okay.
It's not anime like you would think. It's American looking with cel-shaded stuff. I mean, it's on Amazon if you want to look it up, but it's really quite cute.
So, what else do we have?
Oh, we got a lot of stuff. We got to make this podcast last.
Yes, we do.
Because this is the only the only podcast in the foreseeable future as of right now, which I really hate saying, but unfortunately it's true. Do you think we should go ahead and tell about some of the ideas that we have, just as far as like things that we might possibly do with the company if we get, you know, some Mooney here soon?
Some Mooney?
Yeah, some of that stuff.
I guess so. I guess we can start talking about it.
Why don't you start it off, because you are technically the owner of the company, or at least
yes,
on
right now,
our website, he is the owner of the company.
I am the CEO, the CTO, the CFO.
Hey. I think I'm the CFO. The CFO is like vice president type thing as far as company ownage. I am the CFO. You are the CEO.
The vice president of the company is called the president. I don't know if you're familiar with that term.
What?
Yeah, there's the CEO and there's the president.
Okay, well, what's the CFO then?
Chief Financial Officer.
Oh, never mind. You can have that job.
Yeah, so...
I don't want to hold the money.
So right now we have 3 members, and I'm thinking we're going to have a 4th here pretty soon. I have a friend up in Oklahoma that's willing to start rolling out a ton of content.
Good grief. Oklahoma? Is that where the guy's from?
Yes, Oklahoma.
Okay. I mean, I'll take it. I'll take anybody. But
yeah.
Just make sure that he's not, like, stupid.
No, I've spent a lot of time with this guy. He's a good guy. Okay. He knows what he's doing. He has a great laptop that's capable of doing all that stuff. So, anyways, gonna try to get a considerable amount of content up in the next few months. We just need to get some details and logistics worked out with him. So my goal is...
Well, not just him, though.
Just him, us too. But as they say with internet companies, content always wins. So
yeah, that is true. My personal philosophy has always just been, if you continue with it and you don't ever stop,
eventually you'll get seen, I guess.
Exactly. That's the idea. I'm actually on the website at the moment, and I think I'm going to manage the website. I'm going to, I don't know, update something.
Okay. So, we keep talking about the website, which can be found at www.podfast.tk. So, go up there. You can make an account if you'd like. We have our videos up there. Our Twitter account's linked. Got some news. Normal website stuff.
I think we should begin the portion of the podcast where we start freaking out about conspiracy stuff, because I am dead certain that I am no longer living and everything is just a fantasy.
Oh, really?
I'm having the weird kind of like the Bernie Gavin thing. Like coincidences keep happening, and I don't know. It's just it's weird.
Gotcha. So I guess we should bypass that part of the podcast. And
why do you say that?
I think we should talk about the game that we've discovered as of lately.
Oh yes, that's much more interesting than me going crazy. Yes.
I think it is, yeah. So,
all right, well, let's do that then.
You want to introduce it?
Let's do it at the same time. 3, 2, 1.
Planet Side 2!
Yeah.
that was great.
Yeah, I agree. That game is addictive.
It's quite addictive.
Okay. Any free game that we come across, Dylan automatically assumes that it is a
pay-to-win game.
Yes. And I'm thinking about getting on him about it because I don't know, I feel like all games in some ways are like that if they're a PC game or just a game with downloadable content in general.
I think we should take a minute to explain what a pay-to-win game is.
Okay, let me explain to you what my idea of a pay-to-win game is, and then you can correct me if I'm wrong.
Okay.
My idea of a pay-to-win game is a game in which you take your circumstances around you and you make yourself a much better character or player in the game by using real-life money in exchange for game valuables to buy a lot more, tokens or whatever the game's currency is in order to buy guns and vehicles that other people that don't pay for aren't necessarily allowed to use because there's no way to ever earn enough money to do that.
Okay. So, my explanation of a pay-to-win game is... So you can either have a free account or a premium account, which is usually activated as soon as you buy something. So a pay-to-win game gives players that are willing to buy weapons or items or anything a clear advantage. So say you...
But what do you mean by that? Do you mean like in the way of like... I'm trying to think of how to explain this. Do you mean like if you were to go and to buy one of these weapons, they are just above and beyond what anybody else could get? But the thing is, there is still a way of earning this online currency. Is there not a way to get one of those weapons, really?
Not necessarily, yeah. If you buy the weapons, you're going to get there faster. So if you're playing a match against a bunch of people that just are using default weapons that are free from the beginning, you will have a clear advantage. Your weapons will deal more damage, depending on the game, or the type of game, of course.
Yeah, the thing about Planetside 2, or PS2 as we call it, the thing that's nice about that is the weapons specifically go on this one sort of currency, and you can obviously tell which ones you gotta have to pay to get more of this currency to get. But they have a lot of kind of affordable weapons. I've only been playing the game for about a week, and I've already earned about 50 of these credits. And I need about 100 to buy, like, a weapon, like, just like a junior grade, but, a still paid-for weapon. I mean, what do you think about that?
While we're on the customization topic, I don't know if I've told you about the Techresizer dude that I've gotten some instruction from before.
That's the guy who taught you how to do a custom overlay on your TF2 gun, right?
Yes, that's correct. But I had realized...
Hold on, I want to stop you real quick and ask you, can you use a Steam gift card to buy in-game stuff?
Yes. It's
very cool. That might be something that I end up doing.
Yes. I've done that before with Team Fortress. More for hats.
Is that how you got your hat?
Yeah, that's where I got one of my hats.
Okay, I don't understand that. The hat-based... Sorry if I'm bumping my mic around. I'm
slightly.
trying to rearrange it. Yeah.
He's slightly bumping his mic.
Sorry about that. Sorry about the spike in audio. But anyway, I've never understood the hat thing. That just kind of seems really overly gimmicky to me, like stupid almost.
Okay, have you ever bought a hat?
No, of course not.
Do you own any hats?
Nope.
Then you have absolutely no room to talk.
Is it just like this amazing rush when you get your first hat?
No, just once you start getting hats and wearing hats and customizing your characters, it's just this immediate thing. It's like, I like hats now. This is really cool.
That's interesting. So would that drive you to wear a hat in real life, over?
Not for
your
me.
Spiky hair, dude?
No. It's not exactly a transferable thing to real life, if that's a word. But
well, that's not exactly what I meant. I didn't mean go out and buy the same hat that your character's wearing, but I mean if you get a hat-based game going and you're super into it, would that be something that you might carry over? Well, my character wears a hat. Maybe I should start wearing hats. A really cool hat. Maybe I should go buy a really cool hat.
That hasn't happened to me yet, so.
Yeah.
It's just mainly an in-game thing that you like to chase.
That's interesting. You know what? I've found that one of the things that I would super much like to do but can't is like start making my own video games. Like that's something that I really want to do, but I just do not have the patience for it. I don't think I will ever learn how to code, but it's something that I want to do very badly. I feel like I could be a designer for the levels. I could map it out. I could do character design. I could do all the artwork for the game. I feel like I could do all that stuff just fine. I feel like I could do the graphic design work. I don't feel like I could code the movements and translate the art that I have into video game Java, or not Java. I use that as an expression, not as the actual script, but you know what I mean.
I think you're approaching the career from the standpoint where I want to make a video game, and I'm going to do every aspect of it.
Well, hold on now. I don't want to make a career out of this. I want to...
Career may not be the right word, but okay, let's say you just want to do this project. You want to make yourself a video game.
Yes.
I think we're approaching it wrong. Most people that make professional video games, they'll have a crew of at least 30 people that have 30 different jobs. So,
well, I watched that documentary, Indie Game, and it was a great documentary. And every indie game that got professionally, made and went out there on the XBLA was, and if you don't know what that is, the Xbox Live Arcade. All those games were done by 2 to 3 people.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Games like Super Meat Boy and what was that other 8-bit one? It was the one that I liked, that I really liked the idea of where you could twist the world. Fez. I thought Fez was really interesting. I thought that was a super cool game.
Now, Fez is the one where you switch like perspectives. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
it goes from a 2D and then a 3D and then back to a 2D. But the thing is, the world is like a 3D world, but you're only seeing it in 2D, and you have to change your perspective in game on what you want to see. It's really different. In fact, all of you listening should go check out a trailer for it, because it's super neat.
Yes. So, I think you would be good to find some friends, like at your church or whatever, that know.
Well, there's literally 2 people that I know that have the patience or that actually know how to do it, and they have actual jobs with video game or related to video game stuff, and they just have no time to do it.
I see.
You know Baxter, right?
Yes, I do.
My brony.
Yeah, your brony. Let's not talk about that.
He codes, and he's
Really?
apparently pretty good at it. But he works for Nintendo Charged, and he's just got no time. So let me plug that website really quick. Nintendo Charged is a website that is basically reviews, news, and videos about anything Nintendo, and it's super well produced, and they have a really great website, and they just bought the domain for Video Game Central, so they're gonna have a broader spectrum on all platforms, not just Nintendo stuff. So there's now that. So they're the friends of me, so I figured I might as well plug their .com. They also have a YouTube channel, and that's optional to visit. We'd much rather you visit our YouTube channel, which is PodFast Central at youtube.com, right?
Say that again.
PodFast Central at youtube.com.
Okay. I'm glad we have this on tape here. PodFast Central at youtube.com.
It's not an email now, is it? Oh, boy.
Oh, goodness. It's youtube.com/PodFast Network.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's completely different.
Yep.
Okay, well, don't go to PodFast Central. Who knows what that could be?
Yeah, that's our Twitter account, at PodFast Central, if you'd like to follow us there.
Okay, why isn't it PodFast Central on our YouTube channel then?
I think PodFast Network was like one character too long for a Twitter account.
And the other PodFast Central was my old account.
I don't think so.
Oh my gosh. Yep, that was Dillbach Films. That was
I don't
original...
think it was PodFast Central, was it?
Yeah.
Huh.
Somehow that got changed to PodFast Central. But yeah, that was my old channel. That was the first YouTube channel I ever had, and that was back when me and Dylan were hanging out like every other day. And I don't know, I thought we'd have some sort of partnership on there, like Dylan, and then my last name, which is Bocalese. So there's that.
That was that very original.
I combined
by the way.
it. I was like Dillbach, and I was like, oh, that works. And it's weird how that happened, how that name came about, because we had we did a short at his house using his mom's camera. Not a good short film, by the way. But we came up with a fake production company, because, that's the thing to do. You make an independent film, you make a fake production company to go along with it. So basically we did that.
That's a tried and true philosophy, by the way. It works fine.
It does work fine, actually.
It works great.
Anyway, we came up with the production company Dillbach, and I was like, maybe I can translate that into a YouTube channel. So that's what I did. Oh, and that was miserable. For a brief amount of time, I got into a game called Dagger Here, which is basically a game where you beat up your friends with foam swords. And I made a couple of Dagger Here videos on that channel, and boy, did the community of Dagger Hearians come after me. That was like my most watched video as well.
Wow.
And it was really sad. It got like 105 views or something like that, and it was like the worst Dagger Here device of all time. And it was just, the comments were just like the worst things that was ever said to a human being. It was really funny, actually, but yeah. I was a noob, and I claimed to be nothing more than that. So,
and you paid for it, I'm sure. With the
that I did.
Yep. The
elders of the community were like, no, do not use pool noodles and other bits. So, I don't do that anymore.
Is that the elder internet voice?
That is the elder internet voice. That's the guy who's literally still on dial-up using Windows 95 in his mom's basement.
95? He upgraded
somehow is getting YouTube to work on it.
I wonder if YouTube would even work at all on 95.
Oh, it would. It would just be very choppy. It would be a whole 4 frames a second.
Yep.
And it probably would not be, knowing the processor and the graphics card that you would use on that particular machine on dial-up, it would be doubtful that could even play 250p.
I think it's less than that, yeah.
Probably. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising. I mean, you could do pixel art on that thing, and that's about it.
That was kind of the big thing, is Paint on Windows 95. Is that like the main
program that was a big boy. That defined my childhood. I remember sitting in my house in Virginia before I moved here.
Painting.
Not just doing paint. Well, I remember this very fondly. My Uncle Paul, who has a record deal and is about to be big in country music, is getting his album released February 5th, 2013. So that's awfully cool. But back in the days when he was a nobody teaching music lessons out of the basement, basically, and he was living with my grandparents, his parents, and he's a super cool guy. And I was like, hey, Paul, can you give me an idea of like something I can do on this computer thing? Because it's really cool. I just don't know how to use it very well. And he was like, yeah, sure. Come here and sit down. And that was my first introduction to to MS Paint, and from there was at least a bi-daily art show that happened in the basement where I gathered everyone down there and had them all give me like a nickel for whatever I gave them that I created on MS Paint.
That's great. Yep.
That was a long story for something that really wasn't that impressive. But yeah, that's what happened. That was my MS Paint story. Now I've graduated to Paint.net, which is leaps and bounds better than...
Leaps and bounds and bounds. I was using that this morning to do some graphic design, actually.
I do too. I hate to say it, people hate on MS Paint, but that program is darn good for, quick graphic design work. If I had the money for Photoshop, I would use it. But this thing is free, and it's an upgrade, and it's really good, actually. So I'm quite pleased with it.
Yeah, it's great.
Plus, you can download free fonts, like thousands of free fonts.
Yes.
And you can use those infinitely, and it's really cool. My collection of books on filmmaking is growing, by the way.
Film books?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 books on filmmaking.
6 books on filmmaking.
I have... You want me to rattle them off for you?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Kanan, who was the AV guy at my church for the longest time, gave me his $140 book called Sight, Sound, and Motion Applied Media Aesthetic, which is a great textbook, which you use for college, actually. I have Filmmaking for Teens, which is actually a really good book. I use that as a gopher for inexpensive equipment and getting around things. I have Save the Cat, the last book you will ever need on screenwriting. Writing Short Films, which is another product given to me by Kanan. And Film Directing Shot by Shot, which is basically a guide to framing. And that's it. But and the Portable Film School, which is basically different little projects that you can do to strengthen your filmmaking chops before you go out there and make a feature.
Is that the correct term? Chops?
Yes, chops, because you want your footage to be as choppy as you can get it. I recommend 5 frames a second. 4 frames is a little bit too much. 6 is a little bit too smooth. 5 is just right that perfect mark. It's just a really nice choppiness.
Gotcha. Choppiness.
All right, so what's going on over in the Dillon camp? I want to hear about this concentration camp. I mean, this wonderful place that you live.
Yeah. And I'm actually kind of wheeling and dealing with Corey, our soon-to-be content production manager here.
Okay, so explain that title to me. If he gets a title like that, what title can I have on my business card? Because I think we need business cards.
Yes, we definitely need business cards. I'm thinking for you, it's going to be the chief advisor or something.
The chief advisor. That's even lower than manager of her. What was his content producer? Main content producer?
Content production manager.
Content production manager.
Yep.
So he manages all of the production that is put on the page. So if I want to upload something, I have to go to him.
No, we all have access to the YouTube page, so you can do whatever you want.
Okay, well, give me a job title that outranks him, because I am a co-founder, if not the founder of this company.
Let's see here.
I think I outrank him. I have seniority.
You do have the seniority and the charter member privileges.
Yeah, I think I have tenure over this guy.
I think you should be the president, being that I'm the CFO, the CTO, the CEO.
Oh, you're so prestigious. Okay, I think it's like a joke thing on your business card. You need to have all of those lined up.
That would be great.
Dylan Matheny, and then just 9 lines of official text. That's my official job position. We go to like a meeting with somebody. Oh yeah, we're starting to get sponsors and whatever. Oh, what's your position? Well, I'm the CFO, CTO, and just keep going. I'm the CFO, CEO, CTO, etc., etc., etc. You know the biz. And what are you? Well, I'm the lonely content manager. And you, redheaded one. Well, I'm chief of the interns or something like that.
You're the CI?
I'm just this guy that follows you around. I get sandwiches for the crew every now and then.
You look nice in a tux, basically.
Basically. Yeah. Okay, so what is my title? I need a 10-year title. Am I president of the company?
No,
that's kind of a high position for someone who has such notions as mine.
I just told you what your position is, actually. I don't think you were listening.
What?
It's called the CI, the Chief Intern.
Oh, okay. So I am the chief intern.
Yeah, not the chief of interns. The chief intern.
I'm the chief of interns. So
no.
We're gonna make a Life Aquatic reference. No. I am. Shoot, what's his name?
I don't know.
Willem Dafoe's character is that chief
Klaus.
intern?
Klaus.
Am I Klaus?
No. Like I said, you're the chief intern. You're not the chief of interns.
Oh, I see.
So you're like basically the leader of the intern tribe.
So we get to share a pistol?
Yes.
We get to share a Glock?
They get to share a Glock.
I'm not even Ned. I'm just one of the other guys.
Yeah.
That's sad.
So I
came up with the name PodFast.
Yeah, you did. I remember that text message. You were like,
I feel like I'm Bernie and you're Gus. I think that's the way that we should do it.
I think that's the way.
Okay, so is Gus founder? And no, because the company just kind of came together as a side thing of the Red versus Blue. So I guess the way this would work out, since our podcast is our flagship product, is out from the podcast sprang 2 CEOs. I think that's how they share it. And the way it works is if the main CEO dies, then it gets passed on to the other CEO. Is that how it works?
I think the way it works is Rooster Teeth started. That's what we're talking about, by the way, Rooster Teeth.
Yeah. By the way, we can talk in inside jokes and inside facts. So if you get lost, just post in comments, what does this mean? And we'll explain it to you.
We would be more than happy to explain our second fluent language to you.
Yes, or just have comments in general.
Yeah, or just comments in general. So
so go back. How is it made?
I believe it was Bernie, Gus, Jeff, Joel, and Matt. That was.
Yeah, right. Because Matt
no.
was senior animator, something at the time, right?
I take that back.
Position.
I take that back. It was Bernie, Matt, and Joel, because the 3 of them were roommates and they made that Schedule movie. Right,
and then Jeff just came into the picture after they started doing Drunk Gamers.
I believe Bernie got a high up position at that tech company or that IT company, and he met Jeff and Gus there.
No, he met Gus there for sure. I'm not sure about Jeff. He might have met Jeff there, but I doubt it. No, because remember, Jeff was a roadie. Was he roadie at that time, though?
I think he was, but I know that Gus and Jeff worked together at the IT company.
Well, I think so.
Yeah.
Because of that animated short where he's like, this is the Wizard of Gusville.
Who approaches?
Who approaches? That was amazing, yes. I agree.
So, that's how that came together.
Okay, so I guess that's me.
Yeah.
Bernie. I'm Bernie and you're Gus.
I think that's right, yeah.
Okay, the reason I say that is because that's how our personalities are. I'm much more of a Bernie person than a Gus person, and I know that you are a Gus person.
I know that I'm a Gus person.
You are a cave dweller and a stellar speller.
A stellar speller?
Yes. You know
Nice.
that math stuff. I'm just wanting to go to Vegas.
Yep.
In fact, we should do that. That should be our first company vacation after this thing takes off.
To Vegas.
To Vegas.
What will we do in Vegas?
We could eat pizza.
Eat pizza in Vegas.
Eat pizza in Vegas and look at the pretty lights.
The pretty lights. I'm gonna say that's gonna be a later in life trip.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Like when this kicks off when we're 25 and we're still doing it for God knows why.
Yep.
We finally got our millionth view.
Yeah, million.
Not a video with a million views on it, but millionth view.
1 million cumulative views.
Yes, over the span of 9 years of a company or whatever.
Yep.
10 years, actually. It'd be 10 years.
Hmm.
If we're 25. Wow. 10 years, a million views. That would be a sad existence.
That would be a very sad existence.
Boy.
Have like 5,000 videos or something.
Yeah.
All with like 10 views.
Yeah. That would be exactly it. We can do that, right?
No, 20 views. Yeah, 5,000 videos with 20 views. That'll give us.
Well, we gotta start making videos with more content in them. That might bring the extra 10 views.
Well, as I'm talking to Corey right now at the same time, he is all about this and he is ready to start. I'm just getting him hooked up with some screen capture software.
What about mocap? I think we need to have some animation going on.
Mocap?
We need a black suit and some balls.
I'm not following you.
Never mind. We need to do like an animated adventure type thing for the podcast because I think that works really well. I think that's a super cool idea. Should we do that?
We could try, I think.
Because on my Cream Soda channel, I uploaded junk loads. And by junk loads, I mean one video. That was animated in a program called Movie Zoo. And it works really well, actually. It's just none of the characters look anything remotely like us, nor can they move other than their mouths.
I think we should try to learn how to do the Source Filmmaker Studio.
What is that?
You haven't heard about this?
No.
Okay, this...
Oh, I'm sorry. You mean for gameplay on TF2 or whatever, right?
No. It's across Source Games. I don't think you know what I'm talking about here.
Was it on the podcast?
I think it was a long time ago.
It's like some sort of, like crazy, you record it and then you edit it type software that just has like unlimited amounts of features and all that stuff.
I'm going to see if I can try to explain this to you.
Okay.
So, you're playing a match of TF2. And
okay, I like playing matches of TF2.
Okay. So, you get done, like you die, and you save a replay of that last life.
I've saved my replay. F7, right?
I believe so. F6 or F7. So, once you're done...
Now that you've said F6, I think it's F6.
Yeah.
F7 seems like it would be... Right, I don't know.
One of those, yeah. Besides the point. So, what you do, you can you go to your Source Filmmaker Studio, like editing software.
Okay, I'm there.
So say you're playing as the soldier, and you get like 15 kills or something crazy in one life, which, for TF2, that's a crazy flipping amount of kills. So, it's really hard to explain. You come as part of your life, you spawn, you come across a scout, and you think, I wish that scout wouldn't have been there. And you just take the scout out and put the scout behind you.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
And maybe...
Okay, well, this sounds like a program to invent crazy kills on the internet that aren't legitimate. That's what this sounds like to me.
I may be explaining it wrong. I probably am. but that's what I think it is.
That's kind of cool.
It's like creating scenarios that it allows you to make movies, basically, with the Source engine.
Okay, that's cool.
That was the original idea.
I like that.
Yeah.
So Dylan.
Yes.
I'm sorry, but I have to talk about something right now that has been sorely left out of this podcast.
Okay.
And that is something that I love and is very near and dear to my heart.
You need to get closer to your mic, by the way.
Something that is very near and dear to my heart.
That's wonderful. Perfect.
Would you like to know what it is?
What's that?
Collector's editions of things. I absolutely love those.
I know.
So let's do this. There's got to be some Holy Grail collector's edition or something that you would like to get that is kind of a little excessive, but you just have to have before you die. Like maybe if this company takes off and we start making money on ads and sponsors and all that stuff, what is the first collector's thing that you would go out and buy?
Okay. It's actually a gray market item. It may be black market at this point. I heard about it today. Yeah. I heard about it today on Major Nelson podcast.
Oh my god.
E was talking about this. He got this as a
Okay, I have to start listening to Major Nelson, right?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
So
Because I've just kind of been farting around. Would you like to we'll go back to what it was in just a second, but would you like to know the only three podcasts that I have at the moment?
What's that?
I have the Rooster Teeth podcast, but the one that's up is a podcast from when they still had the Drunk Tank label.
Oh, wow.
Old stuff.
Yeah. That's like hundreds.
Yeah. That's actually podcast 89.
Okay, yeah.
Parkour Office Hours, which is basically a video blog about parkour and parkour equipment, which is kind of cool. And Film Spotting.
Okay, cool.
I need to listen to Major Nelson.
Yes, you do. So
Okay,
I got to get back to this. I'm kind of a Star Wars fan, as you may know.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
but hold on, I have to stop you there. What kind of Star Wars are you a fan of? Are you a fan of the original series or the prequels?
I haven't watched them in a while, so I think at this point I need to rewatch.
Big fan, haven't seen him in forever, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, basically. I need to rewatch all of them and make my opinion. I'd probably have to say the original trilogy.
Yeah.
Is better.
I mean, if you said anything other than that, you might get, like, a bullet in your...
I may. Brain. Yeah, you kind of have to say that.
Not for me or anything, but just because, we're on the internet.
Okay, so what this is, I don't think you can buy it anywhere. You have to... It's extremely rare. It's the, ultimate fan edition remake of all of the Star Wars movies. Well, I take that back. It's the original trilogy that they did this with.
Okay.
So there's this one guy. It took him 5 years, and this was his life for 5 years. And he watched all of the Star Wars movies, all of the 3 of the original ones, on every edition you can get them in. And so that's VHS, that's Laserdisc, that's DVD, Blu-ray, anything.
I have to say that the original VHS might be my favorite versions of the original series. Not to geek out or anything, but there's just something awesomely nostalgic about that, because I think everyone who was born around the time that we were, their dads had the VHS box set of the Star Wars trilogy, the original one. Is that not true? I mean,
I still have the box set.
Yeah, I do too. I feel like that's a phenomenon among people our age. If you go to a house of someone who's even remotely nerdy, they have that VHS box set somewhere in their house, I promise you.
They do.
Even if they don't have a VHS player, they have that box set.
So, back to this collector's edition thing.
Yes.
What this guy's done, he watched every type of movie you could get, whether it be Blu-ray, DVD, whatever, and he's taken the best looking footage from any of those and edited it all together and made the original movie again. And there was some shots, at the beginning of the movie when they faded out from the rolling title screen and they had the stars and the planets in the background, he would actually remake those and reanimate them himself to where they looked nice and crisp. And apparently it's just the most beautiful thing you can get your hands on ever.
That's sweet.
Yes. So that would be mine. What is yours?
Boy, all right. Well, we've come to a hard one here. Collector's editions are just something special, dude. I feel like it would have to be a Blu-ray collector's edition, just like something insane.
Yes.
Maybe a brand new Game of Thrones first season, the big box set.
Yeah.
Or maybe like the Lawrence of Arabia 50th anniversary. That one's a pretty cool box
Ooh,
set.
yeah.
And the Citizen Kane 70th anniversary. I mean, it's not.
Now that would be pretty incredible.
Yeah. That's only like $40. Actually, no. I know exactly which one. I want the Stanley Kubrick Ultimate Edition on Blu-ray, and it is the only way that you can get his entire catalog of movies on Blu-ray in the Ultimate Extended Editions. That is the one that I want, and it's so expensive. Hold on, I have to figure this out. Let's see. Hold on. Stanley Kubrick collection. Blu-ray. The limited edition collection is $101.93.
That's not too bad.
Well, it's the Blu-ray one.
Yeah.
It's so beauteous. It's amazing. I've been wanting that movie since that box set since I started liking Stanley Kubrick. So I would probably have to get that.
That would be very cool.
It seems like every time the holidays roll around, I have to take that off of my list because it's one of those things that I want so badly, but it's just like way too expensive to have with anything else. That would be like the only thing I would get.
Yeah.
Well, that would be really cool. It's like, well, you have one thing to open on Christmas, which, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind, but, you know.
Yeah, just something really special.
Yeah, it's something really cool. I feel like there's a lot of really cool, like, special things that you can get. Oh, first, before we get into anything, out there, we have got to talk about parkour.
Okay.
Explain to the fine people what parkour is. Not that they don't already know what it is, but just reiterate and then tell them why we're so into it.
So parkour is basically, I think the official definition of parkour is getting to your destination in the most unconventional way possible.
Let me actually look up the definition. Keep explaining.
Yeah. So whether most unconventional way possible, meaning whether that be instead of walking on the sidewalk, climbing up on a building and jumping across buildings. Or...
Okay, I have the definition right here.
Okay.
Parkour, a French pronunciation, blah, 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 abbreviated PK, is a training discipline that was developed out of military obstacle course training. Practitioners aim to move from one place to the other, negotiating obstacles in between. The discipline uses no equipment and is non-competitive. A male practitioner is generally known as a traceur and a female a traceuress. Developed by Raymond Bell, David Bell, Sebastian Foucan, and the other original members of the Makasi group, which was popular and formed in the 90s through the 2000s. Through a series of documentary films, these people can be seen doing their business. So, there's that.
Okay, that's pretty accurate, yeah.
It's not in the Olympics yet, but it's slated to be at some point.
It's not in the Olympics now? Really?
No.
Interesting.
It should be, though, right?
It should be, yeah.
The only thing is it's non-competitional, so I don't know how they would make it a competition.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what they would do specifically to make it a competition, but I'm sure they would figure out something.
Yeah. Huh.
So anyway, explain further what we do as far as parkour and what equipment we use and all that junk.
Equipment. Is that what we're calling it?
Well, yes.
You mean shoes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to say shoes and then I thought, right, there's nothing else.
Yeah, basically shoes. So right now we just kind of see how far we can jump and whether we can like jump onto this like monkey bars and then you jump off and land something 90 degrees to your left and swing around.
You make us sound like we're children playing at a play park. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
We actually have some idea of what we're doing.
Yeah. Kind of hard to explain.
Yeah.
I mean, there's tons.
I would agree with that. It's a little hard to explain.
There's tons of videos on YouTube
about parkour.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. People get free running and parkour kind of mixed up. They think that they're the same thing, and they're not. Parkour and free running are not equals. Parkour is the name of the art of movement itself. Free running is the competition-like thing inside of parkour. Free running is basically where you get all your acrobatics, your flips, and your aerials and all that stuff. And that's where you get your wall runs and things like that. Whereas parkour is basically, just as it's called, basically just running and jumping over and around things, which is what I prefer. I prefer the straight method over congesting it with flips. Not that I can't or won't ever learn how to do free running moves. It's not the same as parkour, and unfortunately a lot of people think that it is.
Okay.
So anyway, continue with equipment.
Yeah, shoes. K-Swiss tubes mainly.
That's what he uses.
That's what I use.
The thing about the tubes that I've noticed, though they are very, very succulent shoes, they are shoes designed for running. And the thing about K-Swiss is they make a line of shoes for parkour called the K-Swiss Ariakis. The thing is they're a little bit more expensive than the tubes, and the tubes have some of the same design elements. The only problem is the tubes are not the same as the Ariakis. But it's weird. The market in parkour shoes has kind of gone down in price quite a bit. If you go to the parkour wiki, which is what I'm going to pull up right now. Pardon me, I'm moving my mic again.
Yes, I can tell.
It scared me. What shoes to use for Zumba, apparently. That's interesting. Zumba makes their own shoes. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Okay, Parkouripedia. They recommend 2 inexpensive shoes right off the bat. And that are the Dunlop Volleys, which are literally a Vans ripoff tennis shoe. This is their design. It's literally just Vans with more plastic. Anyway,
Okay.
This is why they recommend it. They say cheap, thin soles, good grip. The only drawback is being the soft compound used for the sole, which means they wear very quickly if you train in certain techniques. But apparently they work. The ones that I'm going to go with are the Fius, and they're similar to the Dunlops, except they have a thinner sole and are extremely light. They are an extremely good choice, and they apparently have the grip of an iron fist to whatever an iron fist would cling on to. And you can get them on Amazon for $15.
Not
They're
bad.
Pretty nice shoes. Then you got the Morel Trail Glove, the Vivo Barefoot, the New Balance Minimus, which I had that shoe for a while, and I I didn't think that was as good for parkour as they say it is, but it's certainly not bad. The only problem is if you wear the grip down too much, or if you do anything in the rain at all whatsoever, they're just going to slip on anything that's painted metal. And then there's always the option to train barefoot, which I cannot do at all.
Yeah,
because
that would be rough. That'd be really hard.
And my feet hurt. Have you ever seen barefoot parkour?
I have not. That would be painful.
It's pretty ridiculous, the guys who do it. And for those who want to start training barefoot parkour, they recommend the 5-finger Vibram shoes that are basically just a foot glove with as little padding as possible, and just training in those, because they're basically just better than having bare feet, and they have some good grip apparently. But if you want to start training barefoot, that's apparently the way to start.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, but I don't care about that at all, because I'm a sissy.
Yeah.
By the way, we should do some parkour videos. That would be cool.
I'm not sure if we want to go that route. That's kind of, I don't know. That's just different. Not exactly what we're, not the audience we're going after, really.
That's true. Well, I don't know. Here's my thought on whatever. I think that we should just put out whatever we want to put out, just as long as it's the same quality as the rest of our videos. You know, just as long as it's high quality, I think we should be able to make whatever content we want.
That's great and all, but I forget. Is it Ehao who has the YouTube channel that covers, like...
Expert Village.
Expert
and they
Village.
Me to death.
That's it. Oh, man. It's like they have videos on everything, and none of them are any good.
And you can't subscribe to them, because if you do, you're just flooded daily with, do you want to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons? Well, watch this video. And then 2 seconds after, you want to learn how to crochet? Well, watch this video.
Yeah, it's just really annoying.
Yeah, they even have parkour videos on there, and they're actually not that bad.
I haven't seen their parkour videos, no.
Which ones have you seen?
I saw like a guitar tutorial and something else. I can't remember what it was.
No, I mean parkour videos.
Oh, okay. I don't remember the channel names or the names of the videos.
That's good.
Yeah, that's really good.
Oh, by the way, are we going to do any sort of gaming on this channel?
Expound. What do you mean?
Are we going to do, like, pickup videos and gaming updates? Are we going to, do computer updates showing what we've done with our computers? Or, I don't know, showing, hey, we downloaded a new game. Here's a little test run of it.
I would say so, yes.
Are we going to do, but, like, specifically, are we going to do anything other than just straight up and down gameplay recording, like Let's Plays and stuff like that? Or are we even going to do Let's Plays?
Definitely going to do Let's Plays.
We kind of have to be in the same place to do that.
Yeah.
Well, the only way that we could do a Let's Play without being in the same place is if you screen captured on yours and I did on mine, and we both did audio tracks, and then someone edited all that together.
Huh.
And how I would get that to you, I don't know, because both of those files would probably be way too big for emailing.
I would think so. You could upload it to a sharing site like Mediafire under a private
You could
account.
Dropbox it.
Dropbox it, yeah.
Actually, that might be our best bet.
That may be.
Huh. Well, that's something to think about. All right, so how long has this podcast been going there?
That's, we're at 1 hour and 10 minutes.
What do you think?
I think we should go ahead and shut it off.
Wrap it up?
Yep, I think so.
Well, thank you for listening to us
thank you all
ramble
very
on for
much.
an hour.
Yes.
We love you, and we will see you in a podcast soon.
I guess so.
Hold on. I have to do my fade out sound effect.
Oh,
There
nice.
goes.
Okay.
3, 2,
Two,
1.
one.